Hey kids, welcome to section 10.3, buying paint. Today we're going to learn how to calculate the cost of buying paint for a room in a house. So whether you're moving into a new home or simply want a fresh new look, interior painting is an easy way to transform any room. Before you begin to shop for new paint though, consider the following questions. What's the main use of the room? What is the main tone of the room? How shiny do you want the walls to be? And do you need tools and materials? So remember that when you are painting in your rooms, you are going to be painting four walls. Sometimes you will paint the ceiling. Usually you don't paint the floor. But when you paint a room, you have four walls and a ceiling. I put over here the average cost of painting different rooms in the house. A small bathroom would be in the low range of $60 to $400, depending on how super fancy you want your paint. And a basement, which has quite a bit more square footage, could run you up to $6,000. The average annual salary for a painter in the state of Illinois is $45,241 with an average hourly rate of $21.75. So, if you are a person who pays attention to detail, doesn't mind painting, there's a lot of money that can be made for painting. All right, so painting comes with area. So here are some examples. Again, we have four different types of paint. They come in four different sized containers and all cost four different prices per gallon. You'd be surprised how many different types of paint are out there when you go and start purchasing. All right, so number one, Aisha wants a huge family room in her dream house. The dimensions she wants are 17 feet by 28 feet by 8 feet tall. She will need to paint all four walls and the ceiling. What is the total area that Aisha needs to paint? So I like to think of this as a box. So here's the room that I have to paint. It is 17 feet here, 28 feet here, and 8 feet tall. We need to paint all four walls and the ceiling. What is the total area that Aisha needs to paint? Well, we need to paint all four walls and the ceiling. So let's talk about the walls first. So the area of the walls. Well, we have this wall over here on the right. That wall is 8 feet tall by 28 feet wide. And there's another wall on the other side of the room that also needs to be painted. So we have two of the 8 feet tall, 28 feet wide. Then I have this one in front. So this one in front is 17 wide and 8 feet high. And I also have that one in the back. So 2 times 17 times 8 feet wide. Then I have the ceiling. The ceiling has the same dimensions as the floor. So the dimensions of the floor are 17 by 28. Okay, so if I go through and I do the math, 2 times 8 times 28 is 448. 2 times 17 times 8 is 272. The ceiling, 17 times 28 is 476. If I want total area, I'm going to add them all up. This gives me a total area of 1,196 square feet. All right, example number 2. Tiara's game room needs a fresh coat of green paint, the color of money. The game room is 22 by 17 feet, and the walls are 10 feet high, and she will not need to paint the ceiling. What is the total area that Tiara needs to paint? All right, so if I make my fake room, I've got 22 by 17 and 10 feet tall. So I need to paint four walls. So let's see. First wall I have on the right is 10 by 17, and I have two of those. So I have 2 times 10 times 17. I also have the wall in the front, which is 22 by 10, and I have one of those in the back. So 2 times 22 times 10. So the top one gives me 340. The bottom 2 times 22 times 10 gives me 440. Total amount to paint, add them up, 780 square feet. Remember, it's square footage because this is area. All right, part B, what is the total cost to paint the room if she plans on using brand A? Well, first we need to figure out how many cans we need. So I'm going to take the total square footage that I need to paint, 780, and I'm going to divide it by brand A holds 440 square feet. So if I divide how much square feet I need to paint by how much square feet comes in each one. Oh, why did I put 440 there? I meant to put 400. Let's fix that. 400. So now if I do 780 divided by 400, I get 1.95, except you can't really buy part of a gallon. So you have to buy 2 gallons of paint. Each gallon of paint is brand A, $42.98. So that means the cost to paint the room for the paint is $85.96. So you're probably going to have to buy primer as well. So this would just be the price to buy the paint. All right, let's go on to example 3. Amani wants to paint her bedroom a fresh shade of brand C hot pink. The room's dimensions are 23 feet by 20 feet and the walls are 8.5 feet high. 2 windows measure 5 feet by 4 feet each. There are 2 doors whose dimensions are 3 feet by 7 feet each. Part A, what is the square footage of the walls to paint, assuming the windows and doors are not there? Okay, so remember that when you paint a room, there might be windows and doorways. So if we have a room that is 23 feet by 20 feet and is 8.5 feet tall, then we're looking at something like this. There are going to be 2 windows and there are going to be 2 doors. So first we should find the area of the walls, assuming the doors and windows are not there. So just the walls themselves. So I've got the wall in the back, 8.5 feet tall by 20, and there are 2 of those. And then I have the wall in the front, 8.5 by 23, and I have 2 of those. All right, so if I do 2 times 8.5 times 23, I get 391. If I do 2 times, I get 3, my bad. Sorry, guys. If I do the top one, I get 2 times 8.5 times is 340. If I do the other one, I get 391. And then to find the total, I'm going to add them up and I get 731 square feet. All right, so now we got to figure out, we got windows and doors we got to take out. Part B says, what's the total area of the windows? Well, there are 2 windows and each window is 5 by 4. So we have 2 times 5 times 4, which is 40 square feet. What is the total area of the doors? Well, there are 2 doors. Each door is 3 by 7. 2 doors. Each door is 3 by 7. So that's 42 square feet. Part D, what is the total area that needs to be painted? Well, I'm not going to paint where the windows and doors are. So I need to take my total area, 731. I need to subtract off my area of my windows, which is 40. And then I need to subtract off the area of my doors, which is 42. If I do this, I get 649 square feet to paint. Okay, part E, how many gallons of paint will it take to give 2 layers of paint to the walls? Well, if I need to paint 2 layers and each layer is 649 square feet, then I need to paint a total of 1,298 square feet. Now, let's see, we are doing brand C. Brand C comes in containers of 450 square feet. So if I do 1298 divided by 450, I get 2.9. That means I need to buy 3 gallons of paint. How much will it cost, Amani, for the paint job? Well, I need to buy 3 gallons of paint, and each gallon of paint is $33.45. So Amani needs to spend $100.35 on her paint. All right, kids, that's how to calculate how much paint you need to buy to paint a room. If you have any questions, please let me know. And as always, keep calm and keep trucking.